Little different video here. I got the carburetor out of the Honda Twin Star motorcycle. It looked like to me that piston that controls your throttle, there's a needle on the bottom of that. It is stuck down in the carb, so it doesn't allow that piston to move up and down. Basically, I'm gonna right there pull that cap. I'm going to do just a full carb clean, and then you can kind of see what I did. I've done a few carbs in the past. They're all pretty simple. As far as you just tear into them, you take things apart, you clean them out, and you put it back together. The key is you want a real clean work area. Here I used a towel, something that the screws aren't going to roll off of. And then you're going to need some type of a cleaner. I just usually use brake clean. It seems to work pretty well. I know some people say that it dries out the seals. Sometimes in the past I've actually put just a little oil on my finger and then oiled the seals after, and I've never really had a problem with just using your standard brake clean. So there's 3 screws on the bottom of this carb. It's a little seized up, so I'm just using the backhand of a screwdriver. Tap it off, pull it off. Shouldn't be any parts falling out here when you go to tear into them. So looking on the inside, you can see that there's a lot of buildup and corrosion, which makes sense because in the bowl you'll have that settlement where everything from the carb drains down and sits. So it appears that I'm gonna pull the float, and then you got a couple different injectors or pilot tubes. Here, I'm pulling the pin out of the float. That's what it hinges on. It was pretty simple. You could probably use tweezers or needle nose pliers and it'll slide right out. Just got to be careful because there is, I believe, a small little hinge on the float to control the, there's a little needle up top that it seats in this hole by the end of the screwdriver there. And that'll plug off your gas when it floats. So remove that. It looked like that was the pilot or the main throttle screw. There's the pilot screw. When you're pulling those out, usually unscrew them, and then when you go to reapply them, just screw them back in. Pretty simple. You're gonna want to get those real clean, so give them a good soak. Really soapy water. I mean, unless you're working on something real intricate, would work just fine. You want those clear. Now, after doing that, I was able to pull the piston out and free it up. I'm gonna just now clean everything up real well and put it back together. So there is on the carburetor coming up, there is the screw that it controls your air or fuel. You're going to want to drive, you can see that last screw there, you're going to want to drive all the way in, count the turns. So if you go, say, 2 turns to go in, so pull it out. When you put it back in, screw it all the way in, 2 turns out. Pretty simple. Then you don't screw up your air-fuel ratio. So here I'm going to do that. Other than that, that's about it. The simple part of a carburetor is you have ports that fuel has to pass through. If those are plugged, the carburetor is not going to work. So make sure you get your ports clean. Make sure you get the little throttle and pilot screws clean. Make sure you get this throttle screw clean. Clean the outside, clean up the inside. That's the name of the game. Like I said, stay organized. Oh, yes, there is a little spring in there. Don't lose that. But stay organized. Lay it all out. Even take pictures. And about anybody could clean a carburetor. It's really not too bad. So we'll let the video play out. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully we can get her put it back in the next one and get her running. Once that goes, there'll be it looks like some lights to play with, and then put her up for sale, see if we can't make a profit. Thanks, everybody.